In this video, I'm going to show you how I get my hands on some very cheap XRP. It works for pretty much all altcoins, but XRP is my favorite, so that's what I'm going to show you. I've been doing this technique for years now, and it's always worked. And I've just done it again yesterday, so I figured I'll share it with you guys. Now, this isn't financial advice. Do your own research, and this is just something that I do. Please don't do what I do. That's up to you. Yesterday, Bitcoin pumped over $42, right? So if you look there, this is Binance, by the way. If you look there, you can see that Bitcoin hit 42,420, which represented at the time something like 5 to 6% pump. Now, when that happens, normally what you would get is a slight pullback here, right? It's not even a major one, but a little pullback here, but then there's enough volume to keep it going. Sometimes it goes a bit farther down and actually hits this line or a little bit lower before sort of like gradually going back up again. But there was so much FOMO, so much volume in Bitcoin that it got sustained, right? So we're still, it's still 41.7 thousand. Now, we all know that the alts algorithmically follow Bitcoin. So while the FOMO is happening in Bitcoin, probably because of the looming Bitcoin ETF, alts are starting to pump as well. And we know that it's kind of a leveraged relationship. So if Bitcoin moves a little bit, let's say this is a lever and Bitcoin is here, a little bit movement in Bitcoin causes a giant move in some of the altcoins. And the farther away the altcoin is from Bitcoin on the market cap chart list, usually the higher the movement, right? That's usually what happens. So the effects are felt more on small caps, right? But what I usually do is the altcoin that I'm DCA in, I set a buy order at minus 10% or whatever the price is pumping to. So now for Bitcoin at 42, I would set the price to buy at something like 39, okay? Now for Bitcoin, it almost never works because a crash from 42 to 39 is quite significant for Bitcoin, but it's not for something like XRP. Now look at what's happened there. It started to pump, it went all the way to 64.6439, right? At which point I thought, oh, okay, it's getting hot. Anytime now we're going to see a bit of a pullback on Bitcoin, and that's going to have a catastrophic effect on the alts. So I put my order actually a little bit higher than this. I put it at 59, right? And it dipped way lower. I wish I put it a little bit lower, but I grabbed some XRP at 59 cents. Now that's still good because look at what happened. It dipped and then back up again. Before you could react, it's back already to 61 cents. You can't wait for this to happen. You have to have an order waiting to capitalize on this wick that usually almost always happens. Now, why does this happen? And why doesn't it happen like this in Bitcoin? Now, it does happen for Bitcoin. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, right? See that little pullback there? There was enough volume because this massive whale, can you see this periodic? You can see here the periodic buys, right? It's a scheduled buy. And this is a technique that is used by traders, right? Professional traders. They do this in the stock market as well. I remember when I used to work for an equity trading company, it's called letting the market breathe, right? So you don't want to move the market. So what you do is make a purchase, let it breathe, make another purchase, let it breathe. You don't want to buy all at the same time and skyrocket the price, right? So that's what's happening here. So when there was a bit of a pullback here, you can see that the periodic buy had ended, but there was still enough FOMO volume to keep it from plummeting, right? Because there was that buy there that made sure that it didn't die so much, right? But if you look at what was happening with XRP, you don't see that periodic buy. It's just FOMO. It's just people going, oh, everything's going up, let me buy this. Or the algorithms that are linked with Bitcoin just buying in. You got this massive purchase here, and then boom, you got this huge sale here. But look at the volume here to bring it back up again, because a lot of people are like me and they've put buy orders where the wick is going to be, right? Some people are better than me at doing this, but there's a lot of people that do this. They just sit back and they just wait and wait. There's also people who have shorted XRP who have capitalized on this as well. So why does this happen? Well, it has a lot to do with how trading works, right? Most of this trading stuff is driven by greed and by fear. So at this point, people are starting to feel a little bit greedier than usual, and they're thinking, whoa, we're going to the moon now. You know, all Bitcoin has to do is move another 2%, 3%, and we're going to do a 10% on XRP. And they put their 100x, 200x leverage orders in. And of course, that is visible to the exchange and to the whales, who then liquidate them. Also, the little movement that you get in Bitcoin here, again, like I showed you the lever before, translates to a bigger movement in XRP, which then triggers all of the stop losses, which then makes it cascade down and then hits all the liquidations and then whoosh down to 58 cents. And if you've placed orders around there, congratulations, because now you're up about 2 or 3 cents already within a few minutes. So that's how I get my hands on some cheap XRP. No financial advice, do your own research, and I'll see you in the next video.